Hey everybody, this is only the second video I've ever done, so please forgive me for not being a professional here, not having professional lighting or anything. I hope y'all can see me and hear me alright. I wanted to make a video today because I've been in the spirit a lot today. It's Sunday. I had a really good day at church. We actually stayed after for probably an hour. People coming to the altar and just lives being touched, and that's not normal. I believe God is calling his people. I don't know if there's some miraculous rapture coming. I feel like there is this urgency on a lot of Christians' souls right now and spirits like I've never felt in my whole life. I'm 38 years old, and I've always believed in God, yes, as far back as I remember, but I've been away from God a lot, off and on throughout the years, and he came and found me hear me tell it, November of last year. Yes, I believed in God, but I was out of church. I mean, I wasn't living bad, but it'd been a long time since I opened my Bible or prayed or anything like that, for sure. I definitely wasn't an ideal Christian. I had a lot of hurt, a lot of depression, just regular, human stuff. Now, I used to dream all the time. It was mostly nightmares, and a lot of people say now that could be just being under spiritual attack, which I believe I probably have been my whole life. As a teenager, I did some really ignorant things, and even believing in God that I didn't realize that you shouldn't mess with, like tarot cards and Ouija boards and stuff like that, because what teenager don't do that? And I believe that there are dark forces in this world, and if you are a Christian, you know there are, and the devil has always been watching us, just like God's always been watching us, and the enemy knows our weaknesses, our fears of things he can do to make us sin, and he might not be able to read our thoughts, but he absolutely can tempt us and torment us and do things that he knows we'll have reactions to through our children, through our spouses, things like that. To be a Christian is to have a target on your back, like someone I watched on YouTube. It's got some very good knowledge. His name's Watchman on the Wall 88. His name's Chad. I just started following him, but he's a smart guy, and that's what he said. To be Christian, you'll have a target on your back, and I felt that way my whole life. Jesus said to follow me is to be persecuted, to pick, to take your cross, or take a cross and follow him. You will be hated for his name's sake, and I believe you will be. And it's kind of like a rebellious thing to be a Christian. And something I learned a few months ago is that the term Christian it was actually a bad word. It was actually like a vulgar slur. Oh, that's them Christians, them Christ followers. It was like a dirty word whenever it came to be. And but I'll gladly do whatever I have to do to carry that name and that burden, and pick up my cross, whether I go through this tribulation that I feel we are right here about to enter in. I don't think we will have to, but and I've talked to my own family, and they said, It's almost like I'm the only one that wants to go if there is some miraculous rapture. Like, they want to stay behind to help people. And of all the people in my family, I'm the empathetic one. I'm the one that wants to help, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be beamed out of here like Scotty, over and out. I'm ready. I've always been afraid of everything, but for the first time in my life, I'm not. I really ain't. And I believe that is absolutely God's doing. I had a dream, and that's why I made the video, is I had a dream before this last dream. And it was very short, and it was absolute confirmation from God that He loves me. And I knew I loved Him. I just didn't feel like I was good enough to go. And I haven't done anything real bad in my life or anything like that. I've done some stuff, I'm human, but nothing like that I would say would be, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to hell or something for. But I didn't feel worthy at all. I didn't feel like I had done enough good. I didn't feel like I had put enough good out there to be able to go to heaven. Like, it's almost like a Mormon belief, and I'm not putting the Mormons down, but like where you have to do enough good works to earn your way into heaven. And I didn't know better. I didn't even know about a rapture at all. And I didn't even know the words about it until I was, us being in lockdown. I was painting my kitchen a few months ago, and this video started auto-playing about the rapture, and I wasn't even listening to anything religious or anything. I was watching like Tucker Carlson or something, and I don't watch the news anymore. It made me very, 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 very depressed. And for those of you that don't know, it's a lot of propaganda and lies. And I'm not putting anybody down that does watch the news. I can't anymore. I can't. I mean, if something happens, I try to get some news off Facebook or something, but it puts me in a place, a dark place, and being an empathetic person, I can't keep spiraling down that hole. There's a lot happening in the world they don't even put on the news, and bad things are happening in a lot of places and have been, yes, but like things that we don't even know about, like most of us. But long story short, when that video started auto-playing from that preacher about the rapture, I was just like major eye roll. I was like, oh, here's this made-up thing that all the Christians think that they're gonna get beamed out of here or something. I didn't know there was actual biblical scripture backing a rapture up. I've been out of church for years, and churches don't talk about that. So he started quoting like Thessalonians and parts in Matthew to look for these things, and I'm thinking, well, these things have already been happening, so where is he? And I'm always, like this, or was like the skeptic. I'm like, well, show me, blah blah blah, and he's like just spitting them off of things that back up that's taken away in the Bible. And I was like, wow, okay. And I started digging down the rabbit hole and finding things, and there are things in there that's Jesus Christ definitely is going to come out of the sky and get people. There will be like one in the field and one taken away. That hasn't happened yet, to my knowledge. So, long story short, between watching the news and being on lockdown in the house, I got in a very dark, depressed place, even being in church since last November. And I'm like, I'm praying to God, and I'm like, what is this rapture thing, and is it close? And how much more do us Christians have to go through? I mean, for the first time in the entire existence that I know of, including the flu back in World War II, The world is on lockdown. The world is totally different. I'll just say that for, rather than knock heads with somebody who doesn't believe the things I do. You have to say, for the first time that we've ever heard of, the entire world being on lockdown like we are, it's different, that's for sure. But I believe that God is calling us for this time to do some soul searching. And it's no mystery to me that Christians feel this urgency like never before. And it's something. It's something. And I'm as skeptic as they come. So, I don't know what it is, but I feel like something is coming. Something is going to happen. And I prayed. I got on YouTube and I was looking up like people's visions or their dreams, or what have people been dreaming. I'm a dreamer, or I used to be a dreamer where I dreamt all the time, to the point that I didn't want to dream no more, because most of the dreams were bad and like stuff coming out of the sky, and not good stuff either, like asteroids and bombs and stuff. I was like, I couldn't dream no more. And I was actually put on medicine to suppress my dreaming. So just another confirmation why I know that dream is absolutely from the Lord, because I don't even dream much anymore. But the first dream I had, I was, after seeing all these people dreaming on YouTube, and like even this guy named Dana Coverstone, and I do not know if his dreams are legit. I don't know if he's a good guy. There's a lot of controversy behind that man. But I prayed, and I said, Lord, if something's about to happen, if you want me to know a message, please, Lord, give me comfort. If anything, you don't have to tell me what's going on. Just give me comfort to know that you're with me, because I was so down and I was so depressed, and something was whispering in my ear, like, you'd never be good enough. Jesus wouldn't take you even if something, was to happen. Like, I felt like I wasn't good enough. Like, I love God, but I didn't feel like I'd ever be able to go, or much less to heaven, if I died. I was literally scared of death, because I didn't know what happened to people when they died. And it's like every night I prayed. I read the Bible. I pray at night, Lord, show me a rapture dream. Show me what events are going to occur. And then I just got, I stopped asking. I'm like, your will be done. But if there's anything you can show me for me to have comfort, so I'm not feeling so bad all day, every day, that'd be enough for me. And I went to sleep that night, and I fell asleep, and as soon as I fell asleep, which you're not even supposed to dream the first hour and a half you're asleep, they say, but as soon as I fell asleep, it's not even like I went to sleep, but I know I had to be asleep, I guess. It's like I was laying in a bed, I was relaxed, I was talking to God, and next thing I remember is I'm in this field. It's a beautiful field, and it's not like I'm fixated on anything in the field. I'm leaning up against a huge, beautiful male lion, and I'm rubbing my hands through his hair like this, and his hair is going through my hands, and I'm sitting there talking to him, and like we're talking back and forth, but I can tell I'm not moving my lips. In the dream, this made sense, okay? But we were like talking telepathically. After I woke up, I figured that part out. Like, I was talking to him, but I wasn't sitting here talking. It was just like mind to mind. And I don't even remember what we were talking about, but it was like basically from the time I was praying to the time I woke up in that dream, we were still having the same conversation. And like while I was sitting there having this conversation, leaned up against him, I felt his his body heat. I felt him breathing and me leaning up as he breathed, and I leaned up a little bit and I put my hand in his mouth, and he's yawning or something like that. Like, I remember his mouth being ajar, and I put my hand in his mouth, and then I took it back out. But I remember when I put my hand in his mouth, like, I could feel the wetness of his tongue, the heat, how sharp his teeth was. I wasn't scared at all. But like, in the dream, it wasn't weird. It was just like you would do that almost to a pet or a dog or something like that, because they won't hurt you. And then after I woke up, I was like, wow, that was vivid, and I'm thinking, what did that mean, and I was not thinking at all that it was a dream from God, because I had never had a dream like that, much less a dream specifically from God. And I told my husband about it the next day, and I was like, ain't that weird? Like, why did I have that dream? And normally if I was to dream of a lion or something, it'd tear my head off or something, because when I dream, or used to dream, it would be a nightmare. So I was like, it was very peaceful. Like, I absolutely felt 100% protection. Like, that lion, it was just me and that lion against the world. Like, if anything came up, he, would protect me. And he even laughed at me, and he's like you're supposed to be Shira or something, and that's your battle animal. And he's like, what if it's me? And he's a big, strong, tough guy. So and when he said that, I immediately was like, no, like, it wasn't you. And then that's what got me to thinking, was it somebody? Because it felt like somebody. I'm gullible, I'm naive, I reckon it takes me a minute. But then later on, as the days progressed, and long story short, it was Jesus and God, call them what you will, both together, but it was absolute divine protection. And he confirmed that time and time and time again, because the skeptic I am, I had to keep asking him, but Jesus, if that was you, or God, if that was you, what is this? Because I kept seeing Lion of Judah everywhere, and I did not even know what that meant. I kept, what is the Lion of Judah? And like, everybody's like, the Lion of Judah is Jesus. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's cool. Well, what if the dream was Jesus? Then I pray, and I'm like, if this is you, Lord, and that dream was you, let me see a lion in, today. Like, somewhere that a lion would not typically be a picture of a lion or something like that. And this went on for days. Like, he kept showing me. And then this one person I follow on YouTube, like, her 4-year-old niece had almost the same exact dream, and she's like, come here, baby, like, not getting her in the camera, but telling her, and I think her name is Chrissy Knox, if you want to look this up. She said, she's talking to her, she's off camera, so her niece wouldn't be on camera, but she was like, tell them about the dream, and she's telling her that she saw a lion in her dream, and the lion protected her against everybody. And her, the aunt, she said, the girl I follow, she said, baby girl, that lion is Jesus. And I just started crying. It was like the 5th confirmation of that day alone. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I get it. It's you. And I was like running around my own house showing my kids and my husband, do you believe me now? And like, my little boy, he's like, how many times are you going to ask God to confirm something? Stop doubting God. And that's a different story for another day, because when he was a little baby, he told me, when I was very far from God, of this beautiful, bright, colorful place he went with that big man. And he's like 3 years old in the car, and I hadn't been to church or nothing. But that's a different story for a different day. He brought me back to God several times in my life. The good Lord knew I needed that boy right there. But that dream was about a week before my other dream, which was a couple of nights ago. But I wanted to tell you all this. I don't know what's about to happen. And I know there's a lot of people that keep saying that the rapture will happen, the Feast of Trumpets next weekend. I don't know. I know no matter what happens, I'm ready. I want to go. I'm not scared if I don't. I'll try to endure like it says to endure. But it's hard for me to believe that Jesus Christ will leave his bride here for the tribulation and the mark of the beast and all the things that are to come. And I don't know how far away we are or what is time to God. So, but I do know that it says in the Bible, he will pour out his spirit upon all flesh. And go to any platform. I'm a skeptic. Go to any platform. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, for those who aren't banning it. And there are people as young as 2. You know, that little girl was 4, having these dreams. And a lot of them same kind of dreams. So, it's just mighty coincidental. And, it's, you know, it says in the Bible that Christians will be persecuted. And that's why I didn't believe in the rapture. I was like, well, Christians have always been persecuted, so why wouldn't we be persecuted through the tribulation? Jesus said to follow him was to take up your own cross. Look at all the disciples. They were all beheaded, or, you know, like they were all martyrs, you know, and to love Jesus is to be persecuted, and it says they will hate you for my name's sake. To be a Christian is to be hated. You know, we're the rebels. You know, Christians is the bad word, you know. And you know, I feel like something's coming, and there's not, there is some kind of reason that everybody's having these dreams, this feeling. Like at my own church today, we stayed over for an hour. People coming to the altar and people just lingering in the moment. It was like such a spiritual feeling in that room. And I'm not saying all churches have it, because our church has only had it twice in the year I've been going, and both the past few months. But I do believe, and I'll tell y'all this, and I might not get any views on this, but us Christians, we need to do exactly what Paul said in Ephesians 6:10-18, and put on the full armor of God, because no matter what's about to happen, we are up under spiritual warfare like never before. Like we have a big target on our backs, and we have to be strong right now. And the devil wants to do anything he can to lead these Christians and these children astray. It says in the end of days, father against son, mother against daughter. There in 2 Timothy, I think it is, it's talking about how bad people will be. I can't remember the exact wording, but they will be bad people, you know. It describes exactly what's going on right now. But I wanted to tell y'all that, and thank you for listening.